Sometimes me stay or set free. Want someone like me. Everything I've done comes rushing by. Everyone I've known has left a cry. 'Cause my heart is fragile, but it's built to last. Maybe we expect too much. Lovers in love with wandering lust. No one can be everything just to someone. Gotta spread my wings. Everything I've done comes rushing.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sal. Is that you?
It is. Good morning, Gladys. How are you? Oh, it's great. It's a beautiful day. Say, don't you have nieces and nephews? Well, I just got in 5 cases of these funny little worms. Here, give it a try.
I don't know why.
It's this little glow-in-the-dark worm, and you can make them go all over the place. And they have these little googly eyes. You see? But would you like to buy one? It's only 75 cents.
Oh, no, thank you, Sal.
Oh, come on.
Everything I've done comes rushing by. Everyone I've known has left.
Hi, Esmeralda.
How
you doing today?
But it's been too much.
Did you know that one?
No, I never saw it before.
Do you think she rode it on a horse?
I don't know, Melissa.
Do you think she'll buy one of my worms?
No, you give it to me for free. Everything I've done.
Mrs. Cummings, tomorrow. So good of you to come.
Not at all, Mr. Axelrod. I am just so surprised and delighted that you have asked me to be a member of the board of directors of your new enterprise.
Our enterprise, madam, our enterprise.
Of course.
This is an historic occasion. I'll order some champagne.
Splendid.
Please have a seat, have a seat.
Thank you. What an extraordinary place. It rather gives me the feeling of one of those enchanted stories of the Arabian Nights.
Yes, yes, and now that I've finally met you in person, do tell me about yourself.
Well, until I was married, my life was relatively uncomplicated. After I married, I raised our 2 children while my husband was busy with his farms and his mines. As you know, he was quite successful, but I have no head for business. After his death, I had to sell off the estates left me by my father, so at this point, all I have left is my family name.
Your family name is precisely the name we need on our board of directors. Mine has been a very different experience. I came up from the bottom. My mother spent most of her life bent over a washtub in order to send me to school. Waiter!
Yes.
Champagne! I'm grateful to her, of course, but I must confess, the only thing I remember about her is the part she invariably showed me, her rear.
Very touching.
When I was thrown out of school for the 5th and last time, I ran errands for an editor, a politician, a financier, and I began to understand a little what life is.
I see.
Then one day in the street, I saw a face. My rise in life dates from that day. One look at my face, he knew. One look at mine, and I knew. And so I made my first million.
Oh.
Then a year later, I saw another such face, and it got me a nice foot in the narcotics business.
My.
Since then, all I do is look out for such faces. And so here I am today, chairman of 52 companies, director of 11 corporations, and beginning today, chairman of the board of the international enterprise of which you've been so good as to accept a post. Looking for something?
Did you drop this?
I never drop anything.
And this $100 bill, is it yours?
Give it here.
Are you sure it's yours?
All $100 bills, ma'am, are mine.
I see. What exactly is the purpose of our company, or is that an indiscreet question?
Indiscreet, not a bit. But as far as I know, you're the first member of board of directors to ever ask such a question.
Do we plan to exploit a commodity? A utility?
I haven't the faintest idea.
What? But if you don't know, who does?
Nobody, and it's becoming a bit embarrassing, I must confess. We are in a little trouble.
We're not selling stocks.
No, no. Contrary. Yesterday at 9 o'clock, a share in a business, but a view of paradise. We are poets. Our sole function is to stimulate the imagination.
And in order to stimulate the imagination, don't you need some field of activity?
Not at all. What you need is a name. A name that is a trumpet call. A name that will stir the pulse, set the brain a-whirl.
And do we have such a name?
Alas, no. But in the course of my life, I have personally organized 11 great corporations on the basis of 11 magnificent names. I've racked my brains, and it hasn't come to me, but somehow it will, and I just wish... Oh, look at that. Like the answer to a prayer. You see, there's one, and what a beauty!
You mean that girl?
Not the girl. That face. The one that's drinking water.
You call that a face? That's a tombstone.
Huh, it's a milestone. It's a signpost. But is it pointing the way to steel, wheat, or futures? He sees me. He understands. He will be over.
And when he comes?
He will tell me what to do.
You mean business is done this way? You would trust a total stranger with a matter of this importance?
Madam, a face like that I would trust with my inmost secrets. That man and I know each other to the depths of our souls. You'll see.
Lots of them.
Get out of here, you!
Ah, there you are. My heartiest congratulations. What a day, what a day.
Mrs. Cummings Tamard of our board of directors, my broker.
Yes, of course. How do you do?
Brilliant to meet you.
Well, what's the news?
Listen to this. 9 o'clock this morning, the market opens. 500,000 shares issued at par value 100, quoted on the curve at 126. And we start buying at 127, 128, 129, and it's going up. Up. 132, 133, 138, 141, 141, 141, 141.
May I ask?
Oh, no, any explanation would only confuse you. Go on.
10:45, we start selling short of rumors of a European plot. Market bearish. 141, 138, 133, 132, and it's down, down, down. 102, and we start buying back at 93. 11 o'clock, rumors denied. 95, 88, 101, 106, 124, 141, and by 11:30, we've made it all back. Net profit, $3.5 million.
Classic. And how many shares do we reserve for members of the board?
50 as we agreed.
That's a bit stingy, don't you think?
All right, 3,000.
That's a little better. You get the idea.
I'm beginning to get it.
And now we come to the exciting part. Listen carefully. With 35% of our funded capital under Section 32, I buy 50,000 National Amalgamated Preferred, which I set up as collateral on 150,000 German consoles, which I deposit against the credit of 15 billion to buy Eastern Hennepin, which immediately turned into Argentine wheat, realizing 136% of the original investment, which naturally accrues as capital gains and not as corporate income, thus saving millions in taxes. And at once convert the 25% cotton reserve into liquid. And as our people swing into action in London and Tokyo, I beat up the price on Gray's goods from 26 to 92, 114, 203, 306, 404.
Waitress! A glass of water, quickly!
Oh my. No, thank you, I'm fine. It's just so dizzying, that's all. Please do go on.
This isn't a cafe, it's a circus.
Well,
I need a name.
I need 50,000
Immediately.
before evening.
For a corporation, something.
Unusual,
Something.
provocative,
Something.
practical.
Yes.
50,000 cash.
I'm
International Substrate Incorporated.
That's it. Now what does it mean?
It means what it says. I'm a prospector.
A prospector? Allow me to shake your hand. Mrs. Cummings Tamard, you are in the presence of a prospector, one of nature's own noblemen. Shake his hand. This is Mrs. Cummings Tamard of our board of directors, my broker. Sit down, please. My friends, it is this man who smells out in the bowels of the earth those deposits of metal or liquid on which can be founded the only social unit of which our age is capable, the corporation. And now that we have names...
You need a property.
Precisely.
I have one.
Foreign?
Domestic.
Texas?
California.
Neither.
Is it local?
It's here.
Here. You've been prospecting. Here.
For women, no doubt.
Oh, for art.
For gold?
Oil.
He's crazy.
She's inspired.
Oil, here.
But how is it possible?
It's not only possible, it's certain.
Tell us.
You don't know, my dear sirs, what treasures this town conceals. This is the least prospected place in the whole world. We've gone over the rest of the planet with a fine-tooth comb, but has anybody ever thought of looking for oil right here? Nobody. Before me, that is.
Genius.
No, just a practical man. I use my head.
But why has nobody ever thought of this before?
But the treasures of the earth are invariably guarded by dragons. Doubtless this is for some good reason. I suspect it's because once we've dug out and consumed the internal ballast of the earth, it'll shoot off in some irresponsible tangent and smash itself up in the sky. Well, that's none of my business. A prospector has enough to worry about.
I'm certain. Snakes, tarantulas, mosquitoes.
Oh, worse than that, madam. Civilization.
Does that annoy you?
Civilization gets in our way all the time. It covers up the earth with cities and towns, which are damn awkward to dig up. And it's not only the real estate people. You can always do business with them. It's human sentimentality. How do you do business with that?
I see what you mean.
They say that where we go, nothing ever grows again. Well, what of it? Is a park any better than a coal mine? What's a mountain got that a slag pile doesn't? What would you rather have in your garden? An almond tree or an oil well?
Well,
Exactly. But what's the use in arguing with these fools? Imagine the choicest place you can think of for an excavation. And what do they put there? A playground for children. Civilization.
just show us the point where you want to start drilling. We'll do the rest. Where is the oil?
Oh, perhaps you think it's easy to make an accurate fix in a place like this where everything conspires to put you off the scent. You could talk all you want about geology, gentlemen, but an oil deposit has to be smelled out, and I have a good nose. Actually, I'll go a step further. I have a phenomenal nose. The moment I'm on the scent, the moment I catch a whiff, a fragrance rises from what I call the spiritual deposits of the past. Take this very spot, for example, this very point.
You mean right here?
Right under here.
Good heavens!
It's taken me months to locate this spot.
But what on earth makes you think that there's oil?
Do you know this place, madam?
Well, I've lived here for years.
Do you ever drink the water?
The water, well, no.
It's clear to see you are no prospector. Water is the one substance from which the earth can conceal nothing. Beginning at the library 3 months ago, I've made my way through this town glassful by glassful, sampling the water everywhere I go, until I arrived at this cafe just 2 days ago. I took a sip. My heart began to thump. Was it possible that I had been deceived? I took another, a third, a fourth, a fifth. I was trembling like a leaf, but I had made no mistake. I had found it. My taste buds thrilled to the most exquisite flavor known to a prospector, the flavor of petroleum.
Waitress, more water and 3 more glasses. Hurry, quickly. This round is on me, and I will propose a toast. Indeed, to International Substrate Incorporated, my friends. Enjoy.
Cheers.
Cheers to oil.
Oil. Well,
Yes.
get it?
Tastes odd.
That's it. To the unpracticed palate, it tastes odd, but to the taste buds of an expert,
I see.
We're in business.
Can't very well put up an oil derrick right in the middle of a cafe.
She's right. Somebody obviously already owns this property.
oh, it's no problem. As long as we can secure the mineral rights to what lies under the cafe, the owner of the surface rights can't stop us.
Are you certain?
Absolutely. We have the capability to drill horizontally and fracture the substrate hydraulically, forcing up the oil wherever we like. We can put a derrick over there, over there, over there. We can make this an oil boom town.
Phenomenal!
I've got to get back to the brokerage before this news leaks. We need to be ahead of this breaking to the newspapers.
Quite so, go, man, mom's the word!
Right.
So here I am with the greatest discovery of the age on my hands, and the blasted authorities won't let me drill a single well unless I can show them the oil. Well, how can I show them the oil unless I'm allowed to drill? It's completely baffling, isn't it?
Completely.
Well, surely not for a man like yourself. Are you baffled?
That's what they want. That's what they think. so I'm gonna get it, because I know there's oil here, and I'm gonna... Shall I tell you my little plan?
By all means!
Let it go.
Emma!
Oh my God! What on earth is that?
My kisses! Do you have my kisses?
Not yet, Miss Amelia. Lunch service is not quite finished, but soon.
Well, alert me as soon as they're ready. There's a new tomcat under the bridge. He's absolutely famished, I'm sure.
Miss Amelia, yes.
Miss Miranda, that was marvelous.
Thank you, ma'am. I worked that out just yesterday.
Oh, good. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Waiter, ask that woman to move on.
Sorry, sir. This is her cafe.
She's the manager of the cafe.
She is the proprietor of this cafe.
Well, nonetheless, she is disturbing my peace. Call a policeman.
Meow!
Yes, ma'am.
Have you found it? Have you found my feather boa?
Not yet. They scarf, but no boa.
It's been 5 years since I've lost it. Surely you've had time to find it by now.
Well, try one of these, perhaps.
Oh, a light that just doesn't disappear, you know. It's a feather boa, 9 feet long.
How about this one?
With my iris and green sateen? Oh, let me see it. What do you think?
It looks terrific, Miss Amelia.
Oh! Oh, I love you.
Waiter, I'm making a complaint.
Against whom?
Against her, against you, against the whole gang of you, that musician, that peddler, that female lunatic, or whatever you call her.
Calm yourself, Mr. Axelrod.
I'll do no such thing. The first thing we have to do is get rid of these people. Good heavens, look at them all. Every shape, size, color, and period of history imaginable. They delight in harassing decent capitalists with their ruffish individualism. It's utter anarchy.
After all, do these people even matter?
Wherever the poor are happy, the mad respected, and the servants proud, our power's at an end. That waiter, that peddler, that madwoman, it's pandemonium.
Mr. Axelrod, please.
We were discussing my plan.
Of course, your plan.
Do you know what a bomb is?
You mean an exploding bomb?
Precisely. You see that building over there?
The city hall.
More importantly, the Offices of Environmental and Commercial Regulation. Those people have stubbornly refused to grant me a permit to drill anywhere in the county. I've tried everything with them. Influence, bribes, threats. They say I'm crazy. Well, we'll see who's crazy. In 5 minutes' time, you're gonna see that building implode and take all those imbeciles with them. Yesterday at noon, they got my ultimatum. They've had 24 hours to think it over. No permit. Well, I'm sorry. By now, my agent has placed a little surprise in the basement, and at precisely noon...
Boom!
But surely that's too extreme. That's terrorism.
Oh, I would remind you, madam, that extremism in the pursuit of enterprise is no vice. Besides, I guarantee that after this, the regulatory commissioners will be more cooperative. The new ones, that is.
Don't you think we're sitting a little too close for comfort?
No, but don't stare. We may be getting watched. Let's see. Oh, get ready. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Wait, something's gone wrong. It's not imploding. What happened? Oh my god, it's Peter, my agent! Oh, what's he doing here? Officer, what's that you got there?
Drowned man.
He's not drowned, his clothes are dry. He's been slugged.
Slugged is also correct.
He was just jumping off the bridge when I came along and pulled him back. I slugged him, naturally, so he wouldn't drag me under. Life-saving manual rule 5. In cases where there is danger of being dragged under, it is necessary to render your subject unconscious by means of a sharp blow.
Let me
Is that
get some
that?
water.
Stupid idiot. This is what comes of employing amateurs. But what on earth did he do with the bomb?
You don't think he's gonna give you away?
No, don't worry. Say, officer, What do you think you're doing there?
Artificial respiration. Life-saving. First aid to the drowning.
But he's not drowning.
But he thinks he is.
You'll never bring him around that way. This is meant for those who drown in water. It's no good for those who drown without water.
Well, what would you have me do?
Perfectly simple. Take him back to the bridge where you found him and throw him back in. Then you can save him and you'll get a medal. This way you only get fined for slugging an innocent man.
What do you mean innocent? He was gonna jump when I grabbed him.
Don't waste time arguing. Quick! Before anybody notices, take him back, throw him in, then you save him.
But I don't swim.
It's the price you'll have to pay to be a hero.
Emma! Stress Roger, Madwoman is back.
Well, we better be running along. Come, Mrs. Jones, too much. We've got business to attend to.
Yes, yes.
Oh my, Emil, look. What a beautiful man. Is he dead, Esmeralda?
Hold this mirror to his mouth. If the cloud's over,
Oh, it clouds over.
then he's alive.
Just a second. Look his eyes. Hello there. We were afraid.
Emil!
Oh, just
Emma! Oh my! What's this?
This man was drowning in the river.
Oh, don't be silly. Clearly he's drowning here. He's looking at my iris. Isn't it beautiful?
Very.
The sergeant was good enough to say it becomes me.
The sergeant?
She'll be so happy to know you agree with her. Sergeant.
No, please. Don't call the police. Let me go, ma'am.
No, stay where you are. Sergeant.
Please, let me go.
Not the sort. When you let someone go, you never see them again.
Oh, my head.
I let Bertram Lamar go, and I never saw him again.
Oh, God.
Except once. In the market, 30 years later. Oh, he changed a great deal. He didn't recognize me. Sergeant!
I'm in a hurry, Miss Amelia. I've got to take this drowning man back to the river.
Well, there's no need to hurry, and you'll do nothing of the sort. Cannot drown, as long as he's here, because I'm holding him tight. As I should have held Bertram Lamar. If I let him go, he'll surely go drown in the river. Ooh. My, he's a lot better looking than Bertram Lamar, wouldn't you think?
Well, how would I know?
Oh, I've shown you his photograph.
The one with the bicycle.
Oh. Yes. Oh, but I...
Oh, well, nothing. Do your duty, Sergeant, and console this man.
Console him?
When people want to die, is it not your job to speak out in praise of life?
I should speak out in praise of life.
If you think that life has some value, tell him so. No, surely, as a guardian of the state, you have some idea of the value of life.
Well, you're right. Yes, of course, Miss Amelia. Now, look here, young fellow.
Oh, his name's Roderick.
My name's not Roderick.
Yes, it is. It's noon. At noon, all men are called Roderick.
Except Bertram Lamar.
Oh, in the days of Bertram Lamar, Sergeant, we had to change the men when we got tired of the names. These days it's much more practical. Each hour, on the hour, the names automatically change. The men remain the same. But we're not here to discuss Bertram Lamar, Sergeant. We are here to convince this young man that life is worth living.
It isn't.
Quiet. Now then, what was the idea jumping off the bridge anyway?
Oh, the idea was to land in the river. He's not at all confused about that.
First of all, Mr. Roderick.
Peter.
What?
Peter. My name is Peter.
Roderick?
First of all, Mr. Roderick, you have to understand that suicide is a crime against the state. And why is it a crime against the state? Because every time anybody commits suicide, that means one less soldier for the army, one taxpayer less for the people of
Sergeant! Are you a lover of life or a tax collector?
Go ahead. See if you can do better.
Well, this is not a difficult case at all. I mean, why should he want to die when just this instant he's fallen in love with someone who has fallen in love with him?
She hasn't. How could she?
Oh, yes, she has. I saw it. She was holding your hand. Just as I'm holding that. Stop!
See? You won't do any better than
You don't at all.
It's because that prospector wanted you to commit a horrible crime.
How do you know that?
Oh, he stole my boa, and now he wants you to kill me.
Well, not exactly.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time they've tried it. No, I'm not so easy to get rid of, my boy. Oh, no. They can't kill me. Because I have no desire to die.
You are fortunate.
Well, to be alive is to be fortunate, Roderick. Of course, in the morning, life doesn't always seem so great. When you have to take your hair out of the drawer and your teeth out of the glass, you can feel a bit strange in this world. Oh, especially if you're dreaming that you're a little girl on a pony in the woods looking for strawberries. But all you need to feel the call of life again is that letter in the mailbox giving you your schedule for the day. Write it to yourself the night before. That's the safest. And then when you've put on your pins, rings, brooches, pearls, earrings, bracelets, in short, when you're dressed for your morning coffee, then, Roderick, you're strong, you're armed, you're ready to begin again.
Oh, why, ma'am?
After that, everything's pure delight. First, the morning paper, not these current sheets full of lies and vulgarities. I like the Journal, March 22nd, 1983. Oh, it has some delicious scandal, lovely fashion notes, and that last-minute bulletin on the death of Rochelle of Blank. Oh, poor girl, she was my neighbor. When I read of her death every morning, oh, it gives me quite a shock. I'd gladly lend you my copy, but it's in Tanner's.
Perhaps I could find a copy in some library.
I doubt it.
Oh. But please, ma'am, please, go on.
Oh, so when you've taken your fruit salts, not in water. Of course, no matter what they say, it's the water that gives you gas. With a little bit of spiced cake. Then, Roderick, sunshine or rain, it is time to dress for your morning walk. And there comes the fruitless search for your feather boa that your prospector saw. I knew it was he. He doesn't dare look at me in the eye. Well, and then, once you've had everything that you need to get ready, it is time to do all of your errands. I have my cats to feed, my dogs to pet, my plants to water. Oh, and I have to watch out for what the evil ones are up to in the district. Those who hate animals, who hate plants, who hate people. When I see them ready to pull up my flowers and poison my dogs, I'm there. I'm ready. All you have to do to cut their power is to run across the path from the left. It's not always easy. Mice move swiftly. But I have a good long stride, and I generally manage. So, Roderick, that's life. What do you think of it now?
It seems marvelous.
Victory! Sergeant! Oh, and that's only the morning. Wait till I tell you about the afternoon.
Oh, all right, Peter. Come along with me now.
I'm perfectly all right here.
I said, come along now.
I better go, ma'am.
No!
Please, it's no use. Let go of my hand.
Stay where you are. I need your hand, because I shall need your arm in a few minutes to walk me home. I'm very easily frightened.
Oh, man. Will you oblige me by letting my friend go?
I will not oblige you in any way!
Officer, arrest this woman. She refuses to let this man go.
And why should she?
It's unlawful for a woman to detain a man on the street.
Suppose it's her son whom she's found again after 20 years.
Or a long-lost brother. The Miss Emilia is not so old.
Thank you, Irma.
Officer, this is a clear case of disorderly conduct.
Miss Amelia, between ourselves, what are you holding on to him for anyway?
I'm holding him because I want to hold him. Never really held a man before, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm holding him because as long as I hold him, he's free.
Peter, I've given you fair warning.
And I'm holding him because Irma wants me to hold him. If I let him go, it'll break her heart.
Miss Emilia.
All right, you're blocking traffic. Go on. Nobody's holding you. Move on.
You'll regret this, Peter.
Move on, I said.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh my goodness, they're blackmailing you, aren't they? What did you do? Murder
My father's. To a banknote.
Oh, that man has a note, I suppose.
He promised he would tear it up if I did what he wanted, but I couldn't do it.
Well, do what, my dear?
He wanted me to put a bomb in the city hall and blow it to pieces.
That man is mad! I mean, who would want to destroy such a beautiful building?
He wants to destroy the whole town. They have plans for a complete takeover. Their exploration machines are just outside of town and waiting.
Oh, what are they looking for? Have they lost something?
Oil. They're convinced we're sitting on a lake of oil.
Well, suppose we are. I mean, what harm does it do?
They want to bring the oil up to the surface.
Oh, pitch posh! I've never heard of anything so silly in my life. I mean, is that any reason to destroy a whole town?
It's not funny, ma'am. He can do it. He's mad, but he's powerful and he has friends. In no time, this whole place could be covered by a forest of drills and derricks.
What do they want with this oil, anyway?
They want to make money. Lots and lots of money.
Oh, dear. Well, let's just forget about these horrible men. The world is beautiful. It's happy. That's how God made it. And no man can change it.
If you only knew, Miss Amelia.
If I only knew what.
We've got to tell now. It's gone too far.
Yes, and they are too close. Please,
What?
tell me.
What, me?
She'll believe you.
Maybe you can explain it better.
You're frightening me, my friends.
Please.
Well, I'll try.
What is it that you are hiding from me?
Nothing, Miss Amelia. It is you who are hiding.
Roderick, I demand you let me know what's going on at once. Go on. I'm listening.
Well, ma'am, the fact is, the world has changed.
Oh, nonsense. It hasn't changed. The people are the same, I hope.
No, ma'am. The people are not the same. The world isn't beautiful anymore. It's not happy.
Not happy? Is that true? Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because you live in a dream, Miss Amelia.
But how could it have happened?
Ma'am, while you were busy attending your world and keeping it together, attending your cats, petting your dogs, little by little, the pimps have taken over the world.
The pimps?
The pimps! They are a sorry lot. They bring nothing to the table of humanity.
Oh, I can't believe that.
The value of every person and everything has been compromised.
It can't be so.
But it is. Let's take cabbages. We all remember well the time when cabbages sold at fair prices, just by being good cabbages. But nowadays, it's not enough just being a good cabbage. No, the cabbage must have an agent to proclaim its cabbageness and make us desire the cabbage. Then the cabbage has to pay this agent a commission. These days, every cabbage has its pimp. It's why the cost of living keeps going up all the time. You buy a glass of beer. It costs twice as much as it used to. Why? 10% for the glass pimp, 10% for the beer pimp, 20% for the glass of beer pimp. That's where our money goes.
And these men are the oil pimps, I suppose.
Worse, they employ the pimps. They've discovered the oil, but they won't get their hands dirty with the work of pumping, drilling, refining, and distribution. Oh, no. They will get the mineral rights pimps to allow the regulation pimps, who allow the drilling pimps to run along drill right under us like a snake, and then suck out the oil and leave us to wait to be swallowed up alive by sinkholes and earthquakes. They can ruin our town, destroy our roads, and even poison our water without so much as a pardon me.
I can't believe it.
So now you know why the world is no longer happy.
You should have told me this before. And what are you complaining about? I mean, if these men are so horrible, all we have to do is get rid of them.
How can we get rid of them? They're too strong.
Well, the newspapers will help us.
The newspapers serve the media pimp.
Well, then our elected officials.
They serve the lobbyist pimps.
There are a great many of them, Miss Amelia.
And they are all together like a machine.
Well, so much the better. If they're like a machine, then all we'll do is run the whole Machine into a ditch!
It's not that easy, ma'am. You never catch these birds napping. I remember when I was in the detectives, you'd go after a chief executive officer and turns into a trustee. So you go after the trustee. Oh, he's no longer a trustee. No, he's honorary vice chairman. You go after a senator, dead to rights, and wham, he's attorney general. So you go after the attorney general and bingo, chief of police, and there you have it, no longer a detective.
She's right, Miss Amelia. They have all the power and all the money, and they're greedy for more.
They're greedy?
Yes,
Miss Amelia.
Yeah.
Oh, my friends. Then they're lost. If they're greedy, they're stupid. I know exactly what to do. Emma, do we have any kerosene in the cafe?
Kerosene? Ah, yes. I put some in the clean bottle for you.
What are you going to do?
Just a little. In a dirty bottle.
Yes.
With a little mud.
Yes, ma'am.
Neil, take a letter. Sergeant, will you go and tell Miss Constance to meet me in my room at the back of the cafe at 2 o'clock? Go and tell her to bring Miss Gabrielle with her.
Yes, Miss Amelia.
You're so glamorous as a detective. Are you ready?
Ready?
My dear Mr. Oh, what's his name?
Who?
The president or the board of directors?
Oh, Mr. Axelrod.
Ah, yes. My dear Mr. Axelrod, I have personally verified a spontaneous outcrop of oil at the Café Cécibon, 38 West Center Street, which is at present occupied by a person of unstable mentality. Fortunately for us, this is why it's been undiscovered for such a long time. If you wish to verify the existence of the outcrop yourself, meet me at the above address at 3 p.m. today. I've herewith enclosed a sample so that you can verify the quality and consistency of your find. Yours truly. Now, Roderick, sign the prospector's name.
What?
One forgery wipes out another.
Yes, Loretta.
Take these and deliver them to Mr. Axelrod's office at once. And once you're done there, run over to the prospector's office. Tell him to meet Mr. Axelrod at the cafe at 3 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am.
But that only takes care of 2 of them, Miss Amelia.
Did I not understand Irma to say that they were all like a machine?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then if one comes, the rest will follow. And we shall have them all. My boa, please.
The one that was stolen.
Naturally.
It hasn't turned up yet.
But we did find an Irving collar.
Really?
Looks like it.
Let me see it. Roderick, you shall take me home to prepare.
Anything I can do to help.
There's a great deal you can do. You can untwist the blind, let in a little sunlight for a change. Oh, and there's a door on the back of the wardrobe. You can take it off. Let out the old harpy that's been looking at me out the mirror. Oh, and let the mouse out of the trap. I'm tired of feeding it. Thank you, my friends. I'll be back. It's wrapped.
Permit me.
Oh, thank you, my boy. Oh.
I adore kindness. I hate meanness. I know that being a waitress in a small town cafe might not be so great to some folks, but I love it. A waitress meets all sorts of people. She gets to observe life. And you are never alone. I don't like to be alone. I like to be with people. I love people. But I've never said I love you to a man before. Oh, they try and make me say it. They put their arms around me. I pretend I don't see it. They pinch me. I pretend I don't feel it. They kiss me. I pretend I don't know it. They buy me drinks, but I'm careful. I never say it. If they don't like it, they can leave me alone. But when I say, I love you to the one, oh, you will know. You will know just by looking into my eyes that many have tried and held me and kissed me before, but I never said, I love you. Never, nope.
as you know, and we love Dickie too, but this is far too serious a matter. So let's stop being childish for once.
What does that mean?
It means Dickie. You know, as well as I, that we love him and fuss over him just as if he were still alive. Please don't plop him on my lap when I'm trying to settle the future of mankind.
So you're against Dickie too?
Oh, I'm not at all against Dickie. I adore Dickie. But you know perfectly well that he's only a convention with us. And that doesn't mean he has to bark all the time. Besides, you spoil him.
Constance, dear, I don't mind taking him in my lap. He loves to sit in my lap, don't you, darling?
Kindly stop with those angelic airs. Gabrielle, I know you very well. There are plenty of times I make believe Dickie is here when I've really left him home, and you cuddle and pet him just the same.
I adore animals.
If you adore animals, you shouldn't pet them when they're not here.
Constance! Gabrielle has just as much right as you.
No, Gabrielle has no right to do what she does. Do you know what she does? She invites people to come to tea with us. People whom we know nothing about. People who exist only in her imagination.
I don't invite them at all. They come by themselves. What can I do?
You might introduce us.
If you think they're imaginary, why do you want to meet them?
Well, who likes having imaginary people staring at one, especially strangers?
Oh, they're really very nice.
Emma! Please make sure the door is locked!
What do you mean? Why locked? Who's coming?
Well, you know, if you let me get a word in. Today a horrible thing has happened. There's a group of greedy, wicked people and they want to take over the whole town.
Is that all?
How awful. Have the authorities been notified?
Has anyone talked with the bishop?
These days, only money talks to the authorities or the bishop. No, we're quite on our own. Which is why I've called you here today. The world has gone out of its mind. Money has blinded humankind. And pimps have taken control. If we don't do something today, humanity is doomed. Do you have any suggestions, Gabrielle?
Well, what I always do in the case
Now, how can she tell you anything until she's consulted her voices?
I'll go right home and consult them if you want.
No, there's no time for that. Besides, I don't think your voices are real voices at all.
How do you dare say a thing like that?
Where are they these days? Still in your sewing machine?
Not at all. They pass into my hot water bottle. And it's much nicer that way. They don't chatter anymore. They gurgle. But they haven't been a bit nice to me lately. Last night they kept telling me to let my canaries out. Let them out, let them out, let them out, let them out, let them out.
Did you?
I opened the cage, but they wouldn't go.
Well, tell us what you've decided. Since you're asking our opinion, you've obviously made up your mind.
Yes. I only needed to know the source of the infection. And today, I found it.
Where?
You'll see. I've baited a trap. In just a few moments, the rats will be here.
Oh my!
No. In this case, the rats are people, Gabrielle.
Heavens, what are you going to do with them?
Well, that's just the question we've got to decide. I mean, suppose I can get all those wicked people here at once. Do I have the right to exterminate them?
To kill them.
Yeah, to kill them.
It isn't so easy to kill them. Let's say you have a tank full of burning oil ready for them. You couldn't get them to walk into it. There's nothing more stubborn than a human being when you want them to do something.
Leave that to me.
They're killed. They're bound to be missed and then will be fined.
They find you for every little thing these days.
They'll never be missed. But this is my issue. This is why I called you both here to help me today. Suppose we could get all the world's criminals here in one room, and suppose we had a way to get rid of them. Do we have the right to do so?
Well, why not?
Well, my point exactly!
But Amelia, so many people!
The more there are, the more legal it is. It's impersonal. It's even military. It's the cardinal principle of battle. You get all your enemies in one place, and then you kill them all together at one time. Because if you had to track them down one by one in their houses and offices, well, you'd get tired, and sooner or later you'd stop. I believe your idea is very practical, Amelia.
Well, if you think it's all right.
By all means. Your criminals have had a fair trial, I suppose.
Trial.
Why, certainly. You can't possibly shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of the law.
But they deprive us of ours.
That's not the point. You're not accused of anything. Every accused man, woman, or child has the right to defend themselves before the bar of justice.
But if they get suspicious, they won't come, and then I'll lose them.
There is a simple procedure prescribed for such cases. You may summon the defendants by calling them 3 times, mentally, if you like. If they don't appear, the court may designate an attorney to represent them. This attorney can argue their case to the court, and in absentia, and a judgment can then be rendered in contumacio.
But I don't know any attorneys, and we only have 10 minutes.
In case of an emergency, it is permissible for the court to order the first passerby to act as attorney for the defense. A defense is like a baptism. It's absolutely indispensable, but you don't need to know anything to do it. Ask Irma to get you somebody, anybody.
Irma! What about the police officer?
She won't do. She's under oath to the state.
Irma, who is out there?
All our friends.
And Broderick?
Yes.
Send in Broderick.
Roderick?
The lovely man that I rescued from drowning in my cafe this morning.
First-rate shorts.
Ladies, how may I assist you?
As Irma told you,
She said something about a trial.
we are about to summon before the bar of justice all the criminals of the world. You have been appointed attorney for the defense.
I'm terribly flattered, I'm sure.
You know the defendants well enough to undertake their case.
I know them to the bottom of their souls. But permit me to make a suggestion. Instead of speaking as attorney, suppose I speak directly as defendant.
Ooh.
That way, it will be more convincing, and I might be able to get into it more.
Oh, excellent idea. Motion granted.
We don't want you to be too convincing.
Impartial, Miss Amelia. Impartial.
Have you had time to prepare your case?
How rich am I?
Millions!
Billions!
How did I get them? Theft, murder, embezzlement.
And most likely.
Do I have a wife? A mistress?
Everything!
All right. I'm ready.
Court is now in session. You may take the oath.
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Nonsense. You're not a witness. You're a defense lawyer.
All right. I swear to lie, conceal, distort everything, and slender everybody. So help me God.
Do you know with what you are charged?
I can't for the life of me imagine. My life is an open book. I'm a pillar to the church and the sole support of the opera. My hands are spotless.
You are charged with the crime of worshipping money.
Worship money? I don't worship money. Why, it's the other way around. Money worships me. It adores me. It won't let me alone. It's quite embarrassing, I can tell you.
Defendant, why don't you tell the court how you came by your money?
Certainly. The first time money came to me, I was a mere boy, a little golden-haired child in the bosom of my dear family. It came to me in the guise of a gold brick, which, in my innocence, I picked out of a garbage can while playing one day. I immediately tried to get rid of it by swapping it for a little run-down one-track railroad, which, to my consternation, sold itself at once for 100 times its value. In a desperate attempt to get rid of the money, I began to buy things. I bought the Northern Refineries, the Shanghai Shipping Lines, the Acme Munitions Works. Oh, but now I'm stuck with them. Everybody knows. The poor alone are to blame for their poverty. It's only just that they should suffer the consequences. But how is it the fault of the rich, if they're rich? It's a horrible fate, but I'm resigned to it. No, I don't ask for your sympathy, I don't ask for your pity. All I ask is for a little human understanding.
Dry your tears, you're fooling no one. If you're so ashamed of this money, as you claim, why is it that you hold on to it with such a death grip?
Me?
You never part with a nickel. You wouldn't give a homeless person a single dollar. Good word.
Me? Hold on to money? What injustice! What slander! It's just the If I have brown shoes, I buy black ones. If I have a bicycle, I buy a sports car. I dispatch a plane to Java for a bouquet of flowers. I send a steamer to Egypt for a basket of figs. I send a special representative to New York to fetch me an ice cream cone. If I throw a diamond into the river, it comes back to me in the trout they serve me for lunch. 10 diamonds, 10 trout. Well, now, do you suppose I could get rid of $40 billion by giving $1 to a homeless person? Is it even worth the effort?
He's right.
At last, someone who understands me. Money sticks to me like a stamp to a letter. Take the stock market. If you buy a stock, it goes down like a plummet. If I buy a stock, it turns around and soars like an eagle. It's how I afford the opera. And to keep my 12 ballerinas.
I hope every one of them deceives you every hour of the day.
How could they deceive me? I am incapable of jealousy. I have money. And so I have all the women. Or I can have them, which is the same thing.
Oh, so you think that there are no women with morals? Huh?
I mix morals with mink. Delicious combination. I drop pearls into protests. What woman can resist me? I lift my little finger, and do they fall like the leaves in autumn?
Do you see where money leads?
When you have no money, nobody trusts you, nobody likes you. To have money is to be honest, and virtuous, and beautiful, and witty. To be without it is to be ugly and boring, and stupid and useless.
One last question. Suppose you get all this oil that you're looking for. What do you propose to do with it?
I propose to create wealth for the wealthy, to provoke civilizations, to upset the world order, and if necessary, incite war.
You have heard the defense, such as it is. I demand a verdict of guilty.
What are you talking about? I? Guilty? I'll have you know I am never guilty.
I order you to be quiet.
I am never quiet.
Quiet in the name of the law.
I am the law. When I speak, that is the law. When I present my backside, it is etiquette to smile and apply the lips respectfully. It is more than etiquette. It's national privilege, guaranteed by the Constitution.
It is contempt of court. This trial is over.
And the verdict?
Guilty! Guilty as charged.
And I have full authority to carry out the sentence.
Yes.
So I can exterminate them.
Absolutely. Court is adjourned.
Roderick! Congratulations! Oh my God, you were marvelous! Absolutely
Had I known a little sooner, I could have done better. I would have prepared a speech to...
Oh, no need for that. You did very well, extempore. Oh, you poor darling.
Oh, Mario. Thank you, Mom. Oh, leave this here with me, sweetheart. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Have a good afternoon.
I know, thank you.
Constance, don't forget Dickie.
Come, Dickie, come, honey.
Have you ever seen a trial end more happily in your life?
Miss Amelia, the covered man is here.
Oh, wonderful. Just in time. Send him in.
Miss Amelia, how are you? What a pleasure. Imagine my surprise to be summoned to your presence and with such urgency.
Oh, how are you? I do so appreciate your coming. It's been far too long.
Indeed it has, Miss Amelia, indeed it has. But you didn't send a man running to my cavils to fetch me to exchange niceties. Now, how may I be of service to you today?
You're too kind. Well, first, and this has nothing to do with my problem, it's just something that's been bothering me. Tell me, do you cavermen have a king?
Oh, now, Miss Amelia, that's just one of those fairy tales out of the Sunday magazine section of the paper. They can't keep their minds off of the underworld, as it were. They fancy all the caverns of the region secretly connected by underground canals, and us roaming around on them like gondoliers in a subterranean Venice. No, we have no king. Down in the caverns, we are all lovers of democracy and free elections.
And no queen.
No! We may run a beauty contest from time to time, but no queen. Not what you would call a queen. And as for those swimming races they like to talk about, well, possibly in the summer or once in a while. In the dog days, you understand.
I believe you. Thank you for clearing that up for me. Now for the second question, and I have very little time.
Yes, Miss Amelia.
Do you recall the night that I found you in my back room, looking very pale and strange? You were half dead, and I brought you some brandy.
Yes.
That night, you told me you would tell me the secret of this room.
The secret of the moving wall?
I need it now.
But only the king of the cavernmen knows that secret, Miss Amelia.
I'm quite sure of it. Oh, I know 3 magic words that can open any door that words can open it, and I've tried them all. And various tones of voice, they don't work. And this is a matter of life or death.
Well, look here.
Oh, heavens! Well, where do those stairs lead?
Nowhere.
Well, they must lead some way.
They just go down.
Oh, let's see.
Oh, no, never again, Miss Amelia. That time that you found me, I had a pretty close shave. I just kept going down and around and down and around for an hour, a year. I don't know. There's no end to it, Miss Amelia. Once you start, you can't stop. Your head goes around. You're lost. No. Once you go down, there's no coming up.
But you came up.
I am a special case, and I stopped in time.
Couldn't you have shouted?
It wouldn't have mattered. You could fire off a cannon down there, and no one would hear a peep.
Who could have built such a thing?
The hills are old. Very old. These cabins were here long before you and I ever walked the earth. Some say Indians, some say cavemen. We'll never know.
Don't suppose by any chance that there's oil down there, do you?
There's nothing but death down there, Miss Amelia.
You're quite sure? Nothing.
Not even spiders. Nothing.
How do you open that wall?
Simple. You press here and pass your hand down. And to close it, you press here and pass your hand up. Now, there are 2 in the world who know it.
Oh, don't worry, I won't remember it long. Do you mind if I touch the wall while I say my magic words?
It's bound to help.
Thank you, Mr. Caverman. You have been a fount of information.
Anything I can do to help. I'm glad we got your story straight. Like the stories of the Masons leading initiation meetings down there. That was only during the Kennedy administration.
Thank you, Miss. I really must attend my guests. Emma! Please show Mr. Caverman through the cafe.
Oh.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye, Miss Amelia.
It's true.
Here we come, Miss Amelia. You were right. The street is full of taxis and limousines.
I'll receive him alone.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Did you put the kerosene in the water?
Yes, ma'am.
And don't forget, I'm deaf.
Yes.
I want to hear what they're saying. After all, I don't want to be merciful, but I do want to be just.
Yes, please. Just this way. Yes, you are expected. Miss Amelia, the prospectors.
Send them in.
Please.
I smell something.
Me too.
Who's that?
She's Miss Amelia, the owner of the property. She's very deaf.
Good.
Huh?
Oil.
Yes, oil, gentlemen. Are you
I
surprised?
knew it all along. Take that, Mr. Clerk of Environmental and Commercial Regulation.
Sorry, to whom are you referring?
Never mind. It's true. Oil.
Traces? Tunnels?
Pools, gushes.
How found? Blast? Drill?
Sorry?
I said how found? Blast?
Oh.
Drill?
Finger.
Oh. Sign here.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, it's an agreement for dividing profits. An application for self-committal to an insane asylum.
located oil?
It is.
Wonderful. I have here a letter for you to sign.
Oh, what is that? I don't have my glasses.
It's your contract. A waiver of her rights. Just sign here and you'll find our compensation extremely generous. She won't see a dime. So just show us where this oil... is that the way?
That's the way.
Oh, may we go down now?
You may go down now. Watch your step!
Miss Emilia, the press course.
Ah, the rest of the machine.
The respected members of the press. Miss Emilia is very deaf. You'll have to shout. Don't say.
Delighted to make the acquaintance of so beautiful and charming a lady.
Louder. Madam, we are the press.
We fix all values.
We set all standards.
Your entire future depends on us.
How do you do?
We will handle your entire public relations campaign for a mere 40%.
60%.
All right, 75. Sign right here.
There's the entrance.
Entrance to what?
To the oil well.
Oh, we don't need to see that, madam.
You don't need to see it.
No, we don't have to see it to write about it.
We can imagine it.
But if you don't see it, how do you know it's there?
If it's there, well and good. If it's not by the time we're through, it will be.
Madam, you underestimate the creative aspect of our profession.
Surely you must at least take a look at it.
I warn you, if you insist on rubbing our noses in this oil, it will cost you 10% extra.
It's worth it.
You see, we of the press can refuse a lady nothing.
Especially such a lady. It's clear that even oil fountains have their names.
Oh, that's copy. I can use that somewhere.
But please, you have no business here. You are not expected. Miss Emilia, there are some quite strange people here.
I think we might show them in, Irma. Please. How do you do? And who might you be?
We are the most important pressure group in the world.
We are the lobbyists.
The mainspring of all combinations.
The ultimate dynamic.
Nothing succeeds without our assistance.
Isn't that marvelous?
Is that the well?
That's the well. Goodbye.
Miss Emilia, is everything all right?
Everything's perfect.
Oh, what happened? Where have they all gone?
It evaporated, Irma. Those people were wicked, and wickedness evaporates. And if I do say so myself, the air smells much happier. And altogether cleaner, happier air. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, Miss Amelia. I can feel it. Everything has changed. Now you can breathe. Now you can see.
Yes, life is beautiful again.
What happened? Something has happened. Something's changed. On the streets, complete strangers are greeting each other and shaking hands. They don't even seem to know why. They're all marveling at the pureness of the air and the clearness of the sky. Shopkeepers are smiling.
Is it possible?
Thank you, Miss Amelia.
Yes, thank you.
Well, whatever it is, it's amazing. I suppose all that's left is for Mr. Bertram Lamar to appear and proclaim his love and adoration for Miss Amelia.
That would be wonderful.
Don't you think, Miss Emilia?
No. It's too late, too late, too late.
Too late, Miss Amelia?
Too late for what?
Too late for Bertram Lamar! On the 22nd of April, the most beautiful Easter in the memory of mankind, it was not too late. The day that we caught the trout and broiled it on the riverbank, it wasn't too late. Even when the Berlin Wall fell, it wasn't too late. But he said nothing, and he did nothing. And now, you two will proclaim your love for each other. This instant.
Emilia!
Have you learned nothing, my child? If you do not make your own decisions, someone will make them for you. And time is of the essence. Take her in your arms. Oh, Emile! He hesitates. His
too different, Miss Amelia.
Oh, you're so sweet. Well, there you are. You see how easy it was. There is nothing in the world ever so difficult that a sensible woman can't fix within the course of an afternoon. Only next time, don't wait until things look so hopeless. The minute you notice something's wrong, tell me at once.
We will, Miss Amelia.